guys, welcome to yet another amazing episode of The Youth Hub, the only show that gets your groove on. And I can't see The Youth Hub by this. I don't know what you watch. Now watch Nini uko home. Now watch Nini, by the way. You tell me, what do you normally watch? Anyway, karibu sana guys, from wherever you're watching us from. I am happy to be with you here. Yes, so today we have an amazing topic with us. We have a topic that has been trending, has been hitting the stations, has been hitting highlights and everything, and we just need to understand. We want to get a clearer information, clearer opinions and concerns from different people. And yes, today we have a very resourceful person with us, and we are here to gist. We will gist, we will educate you, we will entertain you. Yes, so let's get the conversation started on our SMS number 21144 or a GBS TV Africa across all social media platforms. I am yours, Rachel Gambo, and this is the Youth Hub, the show that gets your groove on. Yes, so we are going to begin with a very first segment, top trends, and let's see what is happening in Quinje. Mm-hmm. And because of the weight of the topic and of what has been happening, sitaongea vitu mingi sana zenye ziko out of topic. Nataka nibaki nikuwe relevant. I want to be online. Sawa. So sitaongea story mingi lo, by there I don't even have many stories kwambe because I'm still grieving. Yeah. So yes. So we want to talk about Amber Ray. Amber Ray. She always surprises us with leo utaona hivi, kesho utaona hivi, kesho utaona hivi. Atubombast hapa na baby shower sijui na kaja. Yani wonders upon wonders. So she went ahead and did an all black baby reveal party. Is that what we call it? Baby face reveal? Oh my god. Is it tunanga mingi? How do you do? Ya kwanza inahanga gani?
Baby shower.
Tuko na
alafu tuingie baby reveal.
We have gender reveal.
Oh yeah.
And baby face reveal. Yani hizo vitu zote. So yes, so she went ahead and did an all black. Okay, it was good. It was glamorous and everything. And yes, if you want to start the gender of the child, please. I'm not here to feed you everything, by the way. Please go and find out. Yeah, so that was about Amber Ray. Yes, also have something to do with about oh my god, lovebirds, Kenyan lovebirds. Kenyan lovebirds. So we have lost a very amazing couple, Pascal and Grace. They just separated, and the netizens are not giving peace out here. They're not giving peace. Everyone is heartbroken. Everyone is this should never have happened. But anyway, it is what it is. And yeah, I think I just wish them mazuri too, whichever way when you wataenda. Me, I don't know, but yeah.
I think at the end of the day, you just pray for them. Like pray. Relationships just have awkward tensions on their own,
and they just have to happen either way.
And I think it's even harder when you're on the limelight.
Exactly, because in kitu tunawezi feature, you can't hide it. They will know. Wakenya kwanza, they will know and they will find out. And anyway, all the best to whatever endeavors they face. So we want to talk about a very controversial topic hapa hivi that has been trending. So it first came out as just a normal tradition that was happening, that a bull should be killed if it kills its owner or its caretaker. And that happened. Yeah, it happened. So the bull allegedly killed its owner, and because of traditions, Honorable Boni Halwale went ahead and threw the first spear to kill the bull, right? As tradition demands, right?
Yeah.
Baka hapo tuko sawa. So after he did that, alipea wengine access. They now came and they now butchered and I was like, the butchering part, killing. You people know how much I'm into animals. If you know me, you know how much, and I don't like joking with animals. Anything concerning animals, we eat chicken, goats, cow, cat, dog, black mamba, whichever animal, rat, squirrel, name it. I don't joke when it comes to animals.
Swali.
I know what she wants to ask. If I eat meat or anything of that kind.
Thank you. Because the level of passion that you hold.
We have the normal, killing, the slaughtering, of which it was even allowed. We were allowed to do that even biblically. But we have the killing. You can't just find a chicken doing nothing. You just kill it, and you don't even have a purpose of eating it. But that is absurd. That is absurd. Why?
But how many times do people actually just kill chicken without wanting to eat it?
And now that is what I'm against. Why would you do that? With your normal human sense. Why would you do that?
But how are you going to eat? I mean, everybody who plans on killing a chicken plans on eating the chicken.
Let me tell you, we have people who are nuts.
They just want to kill.
You just find happiness in torturing animals.
Oh, yeah,
same case, you just find a cat is peacefully crossing the road. You and your motor car or your bike or whatever, you just run it over. Your sentence.
On behalf of people who run over.
No, you cannot justify that. You cannot justify that.
I won't justify that. That one looks callous. But think about it like this. You have this cat in the house. Man said this cat just knows how to eat and steal things. You know. Better part of the time, you've been hitting this cat, nothing happens, it runs away, it comes back and eats your food. You do, and then one day, also, I'm just saying a true story. One day, you just happen to hit it on the head. You know cats have lives. They can't possibly just die like that. And then they die. And then now the animal protectors now our very own Rachel comes here all angry,
Let me tell you something. As a cat owner, one thing you should understand, not even a cat owner peke yake, as a pet owner, one thing you should understand is that the moment you decide to stay with that animal in that house, that animal is not a human being. It does not have senses to know that this is bad, this is good. The moment you sign that document that I want to have this cat in this house, I want to have that mamba in this house, I want to have that parrot in this house, you have agreed to the consequences that come with it, including them dropping your clothes from the hanging line just after you've hanged them, them crashing your dishes, them pooing everywhere. They have a right to do that. In fact, they will do it.
So technically, you're saying that having an animal in your house is like having a child. Exactly. So that just acknowledge.
You have to, because these are not human beings. They don't have sense. Even after ukipiga, useme okay, fine. Bosco amekula chakula, amekula nyama, umechapa. Do you think Bosco is going to know amechapa chakula nyama? No, that doesn't work that way. Animals don't have brains. They don't have human brains. They don't have human brains.
But they have sense.
They don't.
You do agree
let's
they
have topic from there. In fact, you're not talking about that again. You won't talk about that. You're not going to convince me otherwise. I find you mistreating an animal. I deal with you then. Hata nyinyi wenye punda na waone. Si ati juu ni punda mnafikiri. I will be a friend. Nyinyi.
Aki Rachel pole.
Nyinyi.
Pole.
You people who mistreat animals just because they don't have owners to protect them, to stand by them. I'm watching you.
On behalf
from a distance.
On behalf, we apologize. We, the netizens, apologize.
It's not right.
We're sorry. We're sorry.
It's not right. Even you are that animal. People come and beat you.
You, how many times have we been beaten? We've been beaten,
I
guys.
have parents have beaten me. I am a human being. So I have sense. The moment you beat me, I will understand you're beating me for this reason. Why would you beat a small rat? You're beating a rat because it has eaten your clothes. Why would you beat a rat because it's in your clothes?
You want to tell me you're okay with rats going around your house and just
listen, I'm not saying you should keep rats going around, but if you want to keep them as a pet, you can keep them as pets in a designated, fix a designated place, arrange, keep them in order. You can have rats, you can have mice, hamsters, they're all the same, and life goes on. But please, I beg, we should just stop this. It's not a cool tradition.
Okay.
Yes. Please, let's stop. It's not nice. It's not good. They have feelings just like us.
We have agreed. We apologize. In the event that we kill them, we will give them a very beautiful burial. We promise.
And also, when they die, please, your pets, bury them, acknowledge them. You just don't throw a cat just because there's that. You just throw it away. Please arrange a burial, at least dig somewhere, put it in order, let it rest in peace as it should.
I have a story. After that cat died, I was very guilty. So I went.
You have to, because you're the one who killed it.
But then I was having a conversation with God. I'm like, God, this cat in its lifetime, it was a thief.
Oh, Lord.
Again, we are sorry. We hit this cat. We didn't know it would die. Have I really, really committed sin?
Yes, you have.
And I've given it a befitting burial.
The fact that you killed it. You are the one to kill. You are the perpetrator. In fact, let's go to
dear.
the next topic. If you want to find more about what happened to the goats, you go. In fact, I'm not talking about that again. Go and find for your own self. Yes. For the last training topic, which is going to lead us to our discussion for today,
Yeah.
female protests on femicide. That is what we want to talk about today. So we will conjoin that trend with whatever it is that we're going to discuss today. Yes, and I'm sure that you're wondering, who is this lady mwenyako kando yangu? Who is this lady here? Who you ni nani? Who you ni nani? Yes, so I'm going to give her a chance to introduce herself. And yes, let's just tell people who you are, what wakuelewi hapa na pale. Yeah.
Hey everybody, how are you? My name is Spontaneous the Poet, and you can also call me Rachel. That's my ID name.
Amesema anaitwa Rachel.
It's just purposeful because I have a Rachel around. So I just had to say that and clear it. You know, we ours are just the amazing.
Who else are you looking for? If not a Rachel, like umetafuta nani mwingine?
You know, it took what, 14 years for us to be, you know.
Oh my goodness.
So we are that important, but also we acknowledge.
Oh my goodness.
We acknowledge that we have an amazing creator who made that possible. But guys, I am Spontaneous the Poet. I am an award-winning spoken word artist based in Kenya. I use art for social change. I am a social media strategist.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm also the co-founder of an art-based initiative called Anika Initiative. Yes.
I hope mmesikia hizo titles, please. Msiende kunuzo kumbele ati alisema please. Kama hujaelewa kitu sema hujaelewa. Si kila saa yes na hujaelewa kitu. If you have not understood, please ask. Now is the time.
You're allowed.
Yeah, you're allowed. So I'm just going to call her by her name, but the meet to Rachel.
What happened to the brand?
I'm just going to call her that because I'm not supposed to say now.
Spontaneous. Yes, please.
Please. Anyway, whichever comes anyway. Welcome.
It's all right. Thank you
Welcome.
so much.
We are delighted to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and today we are going to be talking about the protests. We'll talk about the killings that have been happening. And we want to put a little bit of child abuse up on kidogo. Everything involving women and children, basically. We want to talk about this, and because man, it's something that has been happening. It's something that is happening, hata saizi kuna tu pahali ina happen, right? So we want to understand all this. We want to get our facts clear. We want to get facts straight, and we want to at least try and get solutions, right? Even though haitakuwa so useful, at least I know itafikia mtu, even if it's one person, right? So yes, so karibu sana Rachel.
Thank you so
karibu
much.
Sana. We are happy to have you.
Thank you
so
much,
guys, as you've heard, the topic of the day, we are going to go for a short break, and we will be right back to discuss and give out our opinions and our suggestion and everything else. So let's get the conversation started on our SMS line 21144 or at GBS TV Africa across all social media platforms. We'll be right back. Welcome guys, if you're just joining, this is the Youth Hub, the show that gets your groove on. I'm yours, Rachel Gambo, together with Rachel.
Yes, the R's in the house.
Okay, so she started and told us she is an award-winning artist, an award-winning poet, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what will this show be? We have an award-winning poet as a guest, and we don't have a poem in the house. What will this show be?
You guys.
So yes, I'm going to give her a chance. But then kuchapie kapoema konako hapo. Yes, please, we give you this chance to grace the opening. Please do us the honors.
How interesting.
Those are yours.
So today, guys, you're just going to give me your ears and you're going to listen because I'm going to read something. Nyethewa ya wajio pogore Omera yawa jio pogore. Nyithiwa yawa jio pogore. Omera yawa jio pogore. 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 I did not die because I loved a man. I did not die because I gave him children. I did not die because I provided for the family. I did not die because I protected our business. No. I did not die because I shook his ego or choked her desires, Rachel. No. I died because I gave myself too much. I died because I loved, embraced, toyed with the idea of my existence with him. But oh well, he toyed with my existence, rather my inexistence. After all, I became his property, with whom he had control. You see, Rachel, I died because I gave him too much in exchange for my children's freedom. Endurance was my way of showing sacrifice. Well, ain't mother hen supposed to man her eggs? So I died. I died because I lived long and hard, reckless and vulnerably. We all do that sometimes. Then he pressed the right buttons, said the right things, strung the right chords, thought maybe enduring his violence was my way of showing respect. Culture has it that a woman's place is submission, and the lack thereof of shame is her duty. So I died because, oh well, I trusted too much. But what does this mean, Rachel? I died because he thought I was too shrewd. I died because she thought I was too crude. I died because they said I was too careless. I died because they believed no one can't just be callous. She must have done something. She must have said something. They explained my death away, the way they did a few days ago on social media. Did you see that? You see, a man has never been taught how to deal with an empowered woman, nor has he ever been taught how to better deal with conflict resolution mechanisms. And a woman has failed her very own to get and safeguard her own. You understand me, yeah? And a teen? Well, the media, with this agenda setting, self-fun as a hidden apple. Remember those days tukiambiwa toroka tu kidogo, you'll get to enjoy some bit. So Airbnbs have been our treasure boxes filled with hidden gems. It's a taboo to tell your parents, you'll be punished anyway. So they've made it easier for us to keep up with these lies. And now it's easier to victim blame than to self-introspect and look at the mirror. Nyithiwa yawa jio pogore. Omera yawa jio pogore. Nyithiwa yawa jio pogore. Omera yawa jio pogore. 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 Because no one ever imagines a lover for a killer. No one ever imagines dismembered body parts as an end to a lit night. No one ever imagines their deaths excused for ignorance. No one ever imagines their deaths pass as a foregone case. Yet, justice can still be denied. Yet, the murders still easily walk scot-free. Yet, the society still massage misogyny. Who thinks of those that are left behind? Who thinks of the children, Rachel? Who thinks of the families? I ask you guys. who thinks of the scars behind, the self-blame of the guardians left behind, or the disturbed souls that will never get to narrate their truths. Who really thinks about women and femicide? Do you? Spontaneous, the poet.
Mnafanyanga ni hivi ama inafanyangwa aje? Who thinks?
Who thinks?
Who? Ni nani anafikiria? Who? Food for thoughts. So that was Rachel there with a very nice that's a very nice piece, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
It
was important you cry. Should have just cried and showed this, because it's not, femicide is not a very interesting conversation, and we're not saying that all the men are under this caliber. We're just saying most of these cases, the perpetrators are the men, but we're not excluding the fact that even women also kill their fellow women.
You do.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yes, that was a very nice, very, very, very captivating way to kick off the show, guys. And karibuni sana, we are yet to begin our topic of the day. Yeah. So we want to understand, okay, there are some statistics in tulikuwa tumeona, right? And the statistics, in fact, they were amazing. They were amazing. They were shocking. We went ahead and did some questioning to some people and concerning the same, like who do you think are the perpetrators? Wagani wamechukua kipaumbele sana? And actually, surprisingly, watu wengi walikuwa wanasema the boyfriends, because of the many cases that have been happening in a boyfriend-girlfriend situation, right? And then we had to go back to statistics, and we were shocked, right? We were shocked because statistics have it that actually husbands are
the key perpetrators.
Right? Yeah. And I know you're asking yourself, maybe aje sasa. Yeah, it happens. So maybe Rachel, maybe you can just expound on this and maybe tell us discuss about these statistics, because actually it's a shocking one, because hata mimi I think ningekuwa kwa hiyo category of the boyfriends and stuff, but now it's the husband. We have the husbands ndio wanaua mabibi zao sana. What is happening?
I think even for me, the first time I came across that, and those were like 250 deaths. But then again, from 2019 all the way to now, we have over 500 deaths, And just if you even look at barely from Jan 1st to date, we've had 9 women who've been killed out of femicide, And it's interesting because what you just said, the stats show the husbands and the boyfriends, And it all boils down to power, control, I may not explicitly explain the feeling of a woman who's been beaten by the husband, who's lost all hope and has stuck around in that relationship and lost her life as a result. But going by what the men say, for instance, one of the interviews that was actually had by one of the perpetrators, he said, I was jealous. And if you interrogate that question further, then it becomes distrust, levels of insecurities with your partner. Then now if you look further, you realize probably the woman is the provider, and then the guy is trying to look for his place in this situation. Again, men have not been taught how to deal with empowered women. So then if you look deeper, it goes back to the way we raise our children. It goes back to parenting. Actually, if you look at it, it goes back to parenting. It's have parents, the way Caroline Mutoko asked someone a while back when she was asked, why you not married? And she said, have you grown me a man?
Oh. Ooh.
Do you know, have you grown me a man? And if you look at that, then you recognize clearly not all men really know how to deal with women. And it's also both sides, because women have been taught how to deal with, to handle, and normally we were taught that men are the providers, they are the protectors. We've not been taught how to deal with men who are not providers, who are. So when a man says, I want to be respected, and you're not loving your wife the way they want you to, you're treating them as trash, as children, as people who are just supposed to listen and follow through, how do you expect submission? And then if you meet a woman who actually knows their worth, they have done the shadow work, man. They know, I love to be loved like this. I enjoy to be treated like this. I will give 100 and beyond. But then if the man is not offering that, there will be conflict. And some women would choose to stick around in that relationship and say, okay, this is my house. We have children. My children need to be stable. You figure you out.
For the sake of the children, I need to stick around.
And if you look beyond the children, I'll give an example. We were having a conversation with a few buddies, and they told me, think about, you've grown up with a unified family. Your relatives are also unified. This story of breakups, they don't exist really. So beyond dealing with the children, you'll have to deal with your parents who don't understand why you're bringing shame to their home. You'll have to deal with friends who some of them are like, we're also dealing, so why won't you just deal, And then you're also dealing with your own self-esteem, because your partner amekukanyagia design you've even forgotten your worth. So then you get stuck in this trying to please the parents, trying to please the society, trying to please your own kids. You lose yourself in the process, and before you know it, you've been in a relationship where you've been abused emotionally, physically. Now you feel like you have no other way out. So you stick around and you say, by the way, even if I die, so what? And sometimes it gets to the point where you're saying, if I die, then I died it's a honor killing. I died for my children. I died to avoid the shame. I died to not face, So it goes deeper beyond just I'm staying in this house, But then, and aside from that, even the aspect of boyfriends, I think the issue is the parenting. The root cause is the parenting to now the cultural expectations to, I'm not excusing cheating. I will not excuse cheating. But then again, I will not excuse killing. But then, I used to be that person who used to say, hey, if my person cheats on me, I'm out.
Are you really out?
But then, what about if you become the cheat? Like, there was a time
I would expect him to also forgive me then.
So I started reflecting and realizing, oh my God, it's even your partner who sometimes drives you into, it's unfortunate. I am not excusing cheating. Please, let me not be misquoted. I'm just saying the circumstances that if you're not able to handle it and leave, some people opt for, oh, he cheated, I will also cheat. Or, oh, he's not giving me this, oh, I'll also do this, But in the process, it's easier for the man to kill the woman because he cheated other than actually have the conversation and face the reality that at some point they were the reason as to why this woman did not engage as should.
Oh my God.
you know. So I think conflict, lack of willing to actually look into yourself and realize you could be the problem. So it's easier for you to kill the other person because, oh well, I don't have to deal with having been the ghost or the bad person or the gruesome person, you know. So and then the society now makes it easy also. They also now blame the person who's died. So what are they doing really? They're still giving strength to the perpetrator. They're still saying it is that. I think the conversation should shift to you killed. Why? Women deserve to live, you know. So you killed. Why did you? Instead of the conversation focusing on now how the backlash of the victim, maybe udem alifanya hivi, maybe udem, you know. So yeah, I feel like I've gone all the way.
Let me tell you, I will agree. I would agree 100%. I will agree. I will also not agree in some places, in some points, because again, we are all looking at things from different perspectives.
I agree.
In terms, okay. So we had the mandamanos, right? And the women were all there doing their thing, which is okay. But then we had other people who were asking. I won't really mention if they were ladies or men or who, but we just had people who were asking, who are they protesting to? Who are they protesting to? Because you can't say the government, because the government is not the ones that have led to the killings of the females, right? So who exactly are they protesting to? Is it to the men? Or what? Before I now ask.
That's a very interesting question, but I'll answer it with what Njeri Wamigwi from Usikimye said. The protests are not the end of everything. They're just the beginning. They are for awareness creation. First, the marches were meant to acknowledge that femicide is a national crisis. You know? So whether they were protesting for themselves or protesting to the government or protesting to whomever, the clear message there was femicide is a national crisis. Number two, the protests were leading to the judiciaries. You should look at the areas where these people are going. That the government agencies, the legislative offices, the executive offices, So it was also geared towards the next course of action is policies being implemented. So did they not achieve their goal? They did. Because they actually, when you're looking at the news, you're actually seeing people reading out what they want, and they're reading it at the offices of the legislatures who can actually make things work, the executives, you know. So for me, when someone asks who are they protesting to, then I feel like you're losing out on the bigger picture. You know, you're missing out on the fact that, one, there were mandates that were read. There's a policy there's already a conversation. We would not have had this conversation if these marches did not happen. And the mere fact that it's not even mere, thousands of women showed up. What does that tell you? People who are in this march, some lost their people because of femicide. So even if they were protesting for themselves to get healing, yes, they did something about it, you know. Because no one who died could protest for themselves. So if you're not going to protest for them, who's going to do it? Because someone was asking, so how does it directly affect you? But what about those who've been actually directly affected? Who's going to speak for them? Who's going to talk for 500 families in the ideally, if you look at it on average, those are like 100 people who've died as a result of femicide. Those are 100 families who've been grieving. Those are 100 families. Some are poor in the sense that they're not even able to bury their own, but you had the audacity to kill their own. These are 100 families who we don't even know when justice will come, because already our justice systems are so flawed to the point where if a girl was raped at the age of 10, they're probably just going to get their justice in 10 years. My God, if that lady was 10 years, you get your justice in another 10 years. That's 10 years of mayhem, of trauma. You're 20 by the time you're getting. Is it fair, really? We are not looking at what the repercussions of these femicides are. If you're thinking husbands, then you're thinking of families who no longer have a guardian. Maybe the mother was actually the provider, and even if, say, she was not, but she would have played a really, really huge role in ensuring these children grow into better people. Think about the children. What will they be saying every time they're asked where your parents are, and they say, my mom died because my dad killed my mother? What kind of generation are we building as a result? So I will just return that question to the person who asked it. Really, were you sure you want us to answer that question? Why you? Is it really a question to ask? And furthermore, if you ask me that question, I would ask, do you have sisters? If they were the ones who are to, because I'm speaking as a woman. I don't know if you feel me as a woman. Are we safe, really? Every time we walk on the road, you're either being catcalled. If you wear sijui, you've worn nicely today, you really look good, you feel good, there's someone who's going to abuse you. If you go online and talk about the issues you're going through, my good Lord, the patriarchal society is ready for you. So you tell me, do you feel safe as a woman? Does your sister feel safe asking that question?
Mothers.
My gosh, my grandma called me. So you know how serious this is. My granny's in Ocha watching Anaona news, and she knows I am an artist. She knows I come home late. She called me all the way and said, I hope umefika nyumbani juu nimesikia. Me, I didn't even know that starlets, may she rest in peace, that the dismembered body parts zilikuwa zimerushwa kwa dustbin in Roysambu. Nimechoka, and then I get a call from my granny. Manze nilizushiwa kwanza. Kambia bado uko nje, unafanya nini nje, And I'm thinking to myself, I am genuinely just working. Like there's nothing else I'm doing. But now I understand, if that's my third generation that's worried about how I'm feeling or what's going on with me, what about everyone around me? My friends called to just ask, how am I doing? What does that tell you? Mimi mwenyewe, how do I feel? I'm just like, am I really safe?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, I got really passionate there, but it's because people are not looking at this conversation in a broader spectrum.
So, are you safe? Are you sure you are safe wherever you are?
Yeah.
Yes, are you?
Me naishi by grace, by the way.
Ni
neema ya Mungu inanishikilia.
So, talking about the now leading me to now what I wanted to ask about the protests that were there. We understand that we had women, old women, young women, all types of women were there. Then we had this bunch of guys. Our producer will just play for us that we had these two guys that went on to talk. And let me tell you this. I don't know where to start from, because you are a father, a husband.
If they are.
Kama mlipata neema.
And if they are doing their roles.
Or if you are playing the roles.
Yes.
You had the audacity to utter such sensitive words. Woe unto you. Woe unto you. So let's talk about those two men. I don't want to call them gentlemen because you are not gentlemen. Now we have those two men who went on and lively in broad daylight. In broad daylight. Said that, yes, we are going to kill you. If it happens again, we will kill you. Some yani kwani level ya primitive, how primitive can you be surely? You even bring food in such discussion. Pizza. What is pizza? You know, he went ahead and said, ati mimi sijui nikikubaia pizza, alafu sijui ukose sijui kukula sijui mara ukose kuja de. Like, bro, ulikuwa unajisikia tuanzie hapo kwanza. Like, were you even listening to your words?
For a minute there, two things came into my head. I really longed to ask the man, were you raised by a woman?
Exactly.
Or what did this woman really do to you? You know, because for someone to utter such despicable words, it comes from a place of heart.
Exactly. Not just
You know?
anywhere, yeah.
Comes from a place of heart. And also, of course, culture. Comes from the place of, by the way, mimi nimekulipia mahari. There's nothing you can say.
Exactly.
I am, you know. So there's that, and then there's the aspect of heart. I was really tempted. I wish I would have just asked, who hurt you? You know? And why are you projecting? Why are you making men out here who are genuinely amazing men look so bad? You know? And if forgiveness is the issue, because of course, maybe they'll come with their own stories and be like, this woman did this to me, this woman did this to me. Then my question would be, could it be from within that you're actually a killer? Is it possible that you've also actually killed? And now it's very easy for you to just utter those despicable words. Or what are you ungwaing from? Because even we women are ungwaing from things, and we're not about to you
go out
know.
and see that Lily.
I don't know, because I remember the same day when you're having the matches as well. So a few ladies, my shoes zilikuwa zimeharibika, so I was seated with a cobbler, and then alikuwa natengeneza viatu, and then 3 ladies passed. They had t-shirts zimeandikwa stop killing us. And then one of the guys said, madam siwache kwenda ma Airbnb. And you know, we were just 2 ladies. So I'm here. Then there's a lady who's selling mogoka and all those things. And we are surrounded by, there's a man here. You're surrounded by 3 other men. So those are 4 men. And then the men who are buying are 2. So those are 6 men. And then us, we are just the 2 women. Ushai feel you want to talk. And then you're just like,
let me hold my peace.
Wacha tu nilitoka hapo nikijiuliza maswali mingi sana, because I was really hoping there was a man there who would have actually told the men off.
Exactly.
And they laughed, by the way. Some laughed and some just, you know. And for a minute I was just like, are we safe? Because if there's a man who would have actually said, bro, na kama ni sister koje, na kama ata achana na hiyo, unajua statistics zinaonyesha what the guys die in their own homes. So what are you trying to tell us? You know, that would have been easy for even I as a woman to now just
air out your own.
I can air out this in public, you know. So I don't know. Again, goes back to, have we grown? Have you grown as men?
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, we're talking about femicide. For the guys who are really out there for us and seeing us through, we acknowledge you. But there's just this 80%.
You leave us wondering, like, who are we supposed to be running to, you know? Tunafaa tuende kwa nani? Because if we are the same people who are victimizing the victims, right? You are the same people who are creating.
And if you speak out loud, you're a problem.
Exactly, you're a problem.
So what do we do?
You
guys tell us.
Tell us hata hapo kwa comment.
What do we do? Because ideally, thinking about it, if the men would, let's say, a bigger chunk of men would rise up also and just say, stop killing our mothers, stop killing our sisters, stop killing our wives, would we be having this conversation? Yeah.
It's something that needs to be talked about, needs to be discussed, and needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
So this all goes back to what Rachel said here. When the protests were happening in town, zilikuwa channeled to a specific place, taking us to the government, right? So we want to understand what roles can the government, maybe law enforcement agencies and community organizations play in preventing such incidents?
First and foremost, I would just like to commend the Ministry of Interior for, of course, outlaying their laws in terms of when you go to an Airbnb. Of course, Airbnb is not the issue.
It's not,
Peke
and it has
yake,
never been
peke
the
yake,
issue.
it's among the
Yeah.
issues. But I love the fact that they took up a role. You know, they said your documentations unaziacha pale, so that when you're leaving, then you can pick your documents as you go. Ensure that all the cars, the ninis zimekuwa registered and all that. I think that was a really interesting and good step. The CCTVs should be present, you know, because also let's not forget, it's in these Airbnbs that human trafficking is also sex trafficking, to be more precise, is also very prevalent, is very existent, So I feel like that was a really, really good step. I'm looking forward to a time, because this lady akiongea about Bungoma akisema anataka the sexual gender the SGBV policy to be actually put out there and implemented, you know. And I also echo the voice of again Jerry Wamigwi. But then she was one who was the brainchild behind the marches all over the country. So I also echo her mind when she talks about justice delayed is more like justice denied. So just ensuring that we actually have shorter spans to be able to handle these cases, you know. And also the aspect of when I was working in Kwale, I was the programs officer for human trafficking prevention at Peace Tree Network. And during my work in Kwale County, there was a mention that yes, the gender desks are there, but they're also not as active.
They're not active,
you know. And so it would be interesting to actually see that they're more active. And on top of that, it actually has women who also understand these cases, because the challenges are even on the lower level, because tukienda pale kwa villages, whenever there's a problem, watu wanapeleka kwa chief, ama watu wanapeleka kwa nyumba kumi leaders, but then unapata they are men.
You go back to the drawing board.
So how do you explain that my husband raped me to a fellow man, you know? So it's those are requests to just to consider having women in these spaces, and also spaces of decision making. Because if you have women on positions where they can channel out things but they cannot make decisions, then we are a bit stuck still, you know. But then if you also have
we have a long way to go.
There's a lot to think about. It's not just surface level.
I go to upper.
It's not just
I feel like it's a deep
it's a deep dive.
It's a deep dive that needs to we need to go into it. We have to find the roots. I feel like
you know, kitu imekuwa kinisumbua sana, to be honest, is how fellow women also bashed the victims. And it ilinisumbua because it is so easy for a woman to say, nyinyi watu mnakulanga pesa ya majamaa. Hatukatai, kuna watu wanakula mapesa za majamaa. But what about the wife? Anakula pesa ya husband yake, ndadai, you know. What about the girlfriends? And anywho, our fellow men, why are you sending money?
Why are you sending money?
Why are you sending money? Why are you bringing your own traumas? If you know, as in, my point is, it's not just about that woman. Can we just also focus on the man? Ama you're sending money so that now you can say, I sent money, I'm allowed to kill.
It's not. for that action to take place, for that murder to take place, we have two subjects.
Exactly.
So we don't get the point why you should linger on one side, victimize one person, forgetting that there was actually another person who is actually the perpetrator.
And you're also the woman. You'll just die in someone's hands.
You're the woman. Let's apply some logic to some of these comments that we write. Let's try and apply some logics. Na critical thinking kidogo tu, si kubwa. kidogo tu, and let's see how, because it doesn't really make sense.
And even how, the more we're talking about this, I'm just thinking about hata sisi wenyewe. How many times? Me, I'm going all out today, guys. Me, I'm sorry. How many times has your neighbor been beaten? And you say hiyo ni shauri yao. Nikiingilia hata mimi nitauliwa. But then when they die, then what will you say? Oh, ilikuwa mambo yao, bado ni sawa, walijua. As in, think about it. Like, the guilt that comes. As in, the very basic things, Yeah. Why don't we just start by just being human?
The first step.
Care enough to be a human being. Unalala aje na mtu anachapwa. Like, kwani tumelose senses zetu to that point where
you can peacefully sleep at night.
And
your neighbor has been turned into a punching bag. And you are just listening.
And you just say, and if it's the man who's being beaten, you laugh. You say they deserve. How? And you make comics and memes and
memes. So let's try to be human enough.
Yeah.
Let's try. But let's just try. For the sake of this generation that we are turning into. Because Miss Juba, they tunakuwa nini.
And thank you for even bringing that up. The aspect we are not seeing is the Generation Z and Alpha. This is Gen Zs. Poleni. So we are able to see, most people are on their phones.
Yeah, sure.
Every transaction is on phone. If you're going through mental health issues, you're talking to AI. You have people around you, but we've grown into a generation where it's just the technology, So, parents, how are you going to blame your children for leaving the house and not telling you? And where from the word go, you don't talk.
Yeah.
And if you're going to talk, it's going to be nisikukute huko. Nisikuone na nani. And it's worse because now they're not even talking to each other. They're not talking to friends. It's not like how we used to talk to each other and tell each other, yo, by the way, father akiuliza nini, unajua mali niko. Alafu you send in a location and your friend tracks your location. And kukiwa kubaya, you send a message to your friend and say, yo, call me right now. It's like this. So there's a code. But we were being taught how to do that. We were taught how to protect ourselves. How are parents who are our age mates, who knew how to protect themselves, not sending in the same message to their children?
Thank you for that.
So, yeah.
Ask you as a parent.
What are you doing?
Ask yourself, what are you doing for your child? Are you not giving them the basics that you were given?
And you went through, man. You know these things. But the mere fact that when they did it, someone knew. That was logic. But in this generation, can we also teach our children to safeguard themselves?
It goes down to communication. Like, you just talk. Ambia beshte yako. Tell your friend. Hata kama ni friend moja, at least hata kukuwe na mtu akona duplicate na copy ya whatever it is that you're going to do next.
True. Very, very true.
Very true.
Yeah.
So guys, it's one of those topics as the ayezisha, especially during this time. Like, it's kesho tutaamka bibi tupate something else. The ladies have planned to do something else, maybe another protest while pengine. We really don't know, but it's something that is happening. And I hope that we can just try to make a difference. Let's try to make a difference, and let's stop this. Let's stop this. Let's stop this.
Let's just stop killing,
Let's
man.
stop killing.
It's not fancy.
It's not cool.
It's not a fancy
Not cool at all.
thing.
Let's stop killing each other. Yes. So we have come to the end, unfortunately, of that discussion. But there is still more to be discussed. There's still more to be discussed. Please let's continue to talk on our SMS number 21144 or at GBS TV Africa across all social media platforms. To ambie any opinions. What do you think about this? What do you think about femicide? What do you think about the protest? Talk to us and let's be on one page.
Sorry, guys. There's just one burning issue in the media. Could we see beyond the victim? Exactly. This is just a request to the media. Could we see the effects that this has had? Because the media has the power to agenda set and to agenda frame. So if you also shifted your focus to actually asking the government what they're doing, and also shifting the focus to the perpetrators' stories, and shift, and those affected, then now we're having a wholesome conversation. But then if you're just shedding light on the victim, then we are losing track. The victim has gone. We are losing track of what is standing right now. Femicide is a national crisis. Yeah.
So that goes to the media. Please let's try and re-strategize our means of communicating some of these messages. Yeah. So yes, guys, thank you for that, and thank you so much, Rachel, for that.
Thank you.
So informative. Please, I hope you've picked points. 1, 2, kadha, any. Yeah. So we are going to go for a short break, and we'll be back with our very last segment, game. So. Guys, karibuni sana. We are having our last segment. Since you have the show that gets you groove on. Tunataka tucheze ka game hapa hivi. It's not a hard game. Si ngumu sana. Based on we have just come from a very intense, as said, topic.
Yeah.
We don't want to mix our minds. So let's just jog our minds kidogo. Yeah, let's jog our minds kidogo. Yes. So we are going to do a quick fire, okay? Because it's just the two of us here.
Yes.
I will be the questioner and you will be the answeree.
Are we allowed to say pass? No.
No. You just give an answer. You just give an answer. You have to give an answer. You have to. Yeah. So we are going to do quick fire, and basically the questions are just set from a subject we learn. Singumo, something about social studies.
Hey, my friend.
Singumo.
Duh.
And here goes the first question.
And kipata 0.
Okay, so basically you can give an answer. Sawa. Bora tu ni ukweli.
Sawa.
I'm not going to give it. I won't base it on what I have here, but bora tu ni ukweli. Sawa.
Okay.
Ni rahisi, that's why it's called a quick fire. Sawa.
Aye.
So the first one, what ethnic group can be found in Kenya? What ethnic group can be found in Kenya?
Ethnic group can be found in Kenya.
Yeah.
Ethnicity and tribe. The Luo.
Yeah, Evo too. It's just that. Evo too. Simple.
Okay.
Let's see how smart she was.
Oh dear.
She was studied. So, what are the 2 official languages of Kenya?
2 official languages. Yeah. Kiswahili, English.
In English, correct. When did Kenya become an independent from Great Britain?
1963.
Oh boy.
Hey.
We are sorry for that. 1963. Which month, maybe? That was on December 12th. Yeah.
Yes. Jamhuri Day.
Yeah, which of the following is not a Kenyan city? So here we have options. Which of the following is not a Kenyan city? Kisumu, Mombasa, Nairobi, Kampala.
Kampala.
Oh, good. Yeah. The next thing, which country borders Kenya directly to the northwest?
Oh dear.
West.
Huh?
To the northwest.
Northwest.
Yes.
Northwest. TZ.
Hii tumchape. Tutoe viboko.
Ngoja kwanza nifikirie tena.
Northwest.
Wanda utafuteni kiboko. Sijui. Ngoja.
Tanzania iko south.
Ngoja kwanza. Tanzania kuku chini.
Tuko northwest, so huku.
Ni Uganda.
Uganda is to the west.
Northwest
directly hapa tu.
Huko juu. Nasaidiwa lakini wapi?
5 4
Ngoja.
3
Ngoja.
1. Time's up. South Sudan.
Oh dear. Yes.
Hata ungesema Sudan at least
ningekupeka
point ka quarter at least.
Okay.
Ningekupea lakini sasa
sisi ni nani?
Sisi ni nani?
So
kuna
ingine tena?
Yeah, we are not through.
Wait, how many were they?
What? Okay, nimekuuliza.
Who
was the first president of the Republic of Kenya?
Jomo Kenyatta.
Where in Africa would you find Kenya? Where in Africa would you find Kenya?
What are you asking?
Where in Africa would you find Kenya?
Where in Africa would you find Kenya? South.
Where in Africa would you find Kenya?
Uko south. Uko chini ya Africa.
Kenya uko chini ya Africa? Hapana, huyu arudi classes. Bwana, rudi classes. Go back to class.
No, iko inside. Wacha niko serious. Iko inside.
Remember, we have the northern part of Africa. We have the southern part. We have the western.
East Africa.
Exactly.
Sina nimesema iko inside. Siko inside.
Yeah, and we are through.
We are done.
So, imagine ameanguka nyingi.
Nimeanguka moja ya South Sudan. Hiyo tu.
Siangusha mimi nikupe jibu.
No, simsema iko inside. Na nikasema East Africa. Ukasema North South, niko like of course ni East Africa.
Yeah, but I feel like umeanguka mingi. I don't know.
Nianguka tu moja. Simeanguka tu South Sudan. Hiyo South Sudan. Hizo zingine zote nimepata. Ukaniuliza nakumbuka. Ukaniuliza independence nikasema 1963. Ukaniuliza month. Hapo kidogo ukapeana hint ndo nikasema Jamhuri Day.
Lakini hajapata zote. Baseline hajapata zote. Yeah, alikuwa apata zote. Yeah, so thank you so much, guys. That's all we had for today. I'm going to give Rachel here some few seconds atupatie her last words concerning the topic. Now, where we can find her on social media. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Usually finish with my mantra: live life, love. Like ishi maisha, penda upendo. Ishi maisha, penda upendo. Yeah, and every other thing will fall in place. Ishi maisha, penda upendo. So Spontaneous the Poet on all the social media pages. YouTube Spontaneous the Poet, Instagram Spontaneous the Poet. X ndo different kidogo, Spontaneous Ray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. I hope you have heard that. Let's go and look for her by the way. She has nice masterpieces, poems up. No. Chapa. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yes. Let's support our own. So thank you so much again for being with us. I was yours, Rachel Gambo. Yeah, if you want to be the next people on this seat, you know what to do. Cheza na hizo numbers up vilivyo. 21144 as our SMS number or a GBS TV Africa across all social media platforms. I was yours, Rachel Gambo. This is the Youth Hub, the show that gets your groove. Until next time, same place, same time. Bye.